Hello and welcome. Now we are going to set up our container using a real pro method known as declarative method. For long-term game, it is always good idea to create container using declarative method. It is very simple way to create container using declarative method. Yes, if you understand this very easily. So let's start. As always, we are going to start with introduction. Creating container using declarative method is actually three-step process. In the very first step, we are creating Dockerfile. In the next step, using this Dockerfile, we are creating image. And in the third step, from this image, we are creating normal Docker container. So, yet another way to create container, but it is really very simple process. So, let's start this and let's start with the create Dockerfile. Here we have introduction. A Dockerfile is a text document that tells Docker how to build Docker image. What you want inside your Docker container that you can specify inside Dockerfile, and using this Dockerfile you are going to create Docker image. So what we can say that Dockerfile is a way to inform Docker that what I want inside the container. The Dockerfile contains set of instructions that Docker follows to create this image. When building Docker image, if you have named your Dockerfile something other than the default Dockerfile, or if you are working in the case sensitive environment, you need to specify the file name precisely using the -f option. Let me tell you, when you are creating Dockerfile, always take care about the file name. Let's say that right now the real method or the default method of creating Dockerfile is to name it with the Dockerfile with D capital. Now, if you want to give another name, let's say that I want to give name configuration file, you can give this. But if you giving other name while you are creating image from the Dockerfile, you have to mention this by giving -f option. And this will be complex process. I want you to make it habit to use a default name Dockerfile with the D as a capital while you are creating Dockerfile. This will make your process simple. Now, let's understand how to write Dockerfile. When we are writing this, we have to start with some of the command, and in normal circumstances, it is always start with the from. So here, we are going to understand this. The absolute foundation, whenever you will see any Dockerfile, it is always starting with from. It specifies the base image on top of which you will build your image. So, even though we are creating our own image, inside the Dockerfile, we have to specify base image. Now let me give you one example. You already watched this previous video of Apache web server. Now here, first of all, we created our Apache container and then we install and configure web server inside this. If I'm going to create same kind of Apache web server, I have to use Apache image as a base image. So what I'm doing right now, I will create Dockerfile with Apache base image, and then whatever the command that we have used to install Apache web server, then I copied this index file. We will mention all this into the Dockerfile. So Ubuntu will be our base image, and then all the commands we will add inside the Dockerfile. So we do not need to run any command after creating container. For example, if you want to specify Ubuntu as a base image, you can type from Ubuntu latest or 22.04. In the previous example, we used with the latest, so we will go with this as well. Now, once you specify your base image, then you can specify run option over there. The run command in Dockerfile is used to execute the command within the container at build time. If you look at the example of previous configuration right here, when we created our container, okay, We created this container and then we updated the OS and we run so many commands as well. Now, here what we are saying, the run command in Dockerfile is used to execute command within container at build time. Now keep in this mind that when you are using run command, the command will execute only once. Let me give you an example. How many times you are going to install Apache web server inside your container? One time or every time when you will restart your container? No, we do not need to install Apache server every time. We just need to install Apache server once. Then after every reboot, we can say that we are going to enable this service. Otherwise, it is okay. So the command that you want to run once, when you are building your container, you have to specify all this command into the run. Okay. So this is when you are creating image, not when you are running the container. Used for installing packages, setting up the environment. Example, run apt-get update, apt-get install -y apache 2. Look at this here. We are using same command apt-update, apt-install apache 2, but here we will mention all these commands into the Docker file. So we do not need to run or execute this command after creating container. But keep this in mind, whatever we are mentioning in run will be executed only one time while we are creating container. Then we have cmd option. The cmd command in a Docker file specifies the default command to run when containers start. So installing Apache 2 is a one-time process. But whenever you are going to start container, every time you need to start Apache 2 service as well. So this is every time process. When you stop the container, when you start the container, again you have to start Apache service. So the command that you want to execute every time when you are starting your container, that you can execute using the command option. If multiple cmd instructions are given, only the last one takes effect. Now here it is an example, and look at this. This is the way we are running the command. Okay, cmd, then we want to run Apache 2 CTL, -d and foreground. Now you may ask this question that you want to start Apache service. So here in the previous example, you use this service Apache 2 start. Here, can we use the same command? Yes, we can, but when we are using container and Dockerfile and images, here we have some limitations as well. So here I just use the different command. Now, how you can find it out as a student? When you will run this command like a service Apache 2, then this command will not work. Then you will go to the documentation of Docker, or you can ask ChatGPT. You will get the detail that what is the issue with this and why we are using this kind of new command to start the service. Here I have explanation as well. So let's understand this.
Sorry guys, sorry to disturb you. I know you all are enjoying the session and suddenly it stopped. But if you want full video, or if you want full Docker course having 130 plus videos including projects, you can become our community member. Enrollment link is in description. Moreover, we also provide 24/7 support, weekly lifetime live session with Bhavesh Atara, updates and completion certification as well. Still you have any queries regarding it, you can contact me on my personal number. Thank you.